Hello, this is Erica Harrell from the new and not super planned Organized Homeschool podcast. And I say not very organized because I don't have a big fancy 12-week plan or even a real list of what I'm going to talk about on every episode. All I have is this idea, this desire to podcast, to share more about our homeschooling journey, about being a mom, about getting organized, about chasing freedom as a family. And so here we are. I am on the last 10, 12 minutes of my walk. It is the 14th of June, Saturday morning, and I decided, you know what, let me just pull out my voice notes and start talking and share a bit about why I want to start this podcast, what my plan is right now in my head. I'm going to get it out via voice note to you all, whoever's listening. You probably found this podcast from social media, so you might know a bit about me, or maybe you just started following me and found this. My name's Erica Harrell. I just wrapped up my first official year of homeschooling my 5-year-old, soon to be 6-year-old. We finished kindergarten this year, and it was a great year overall. Very excited about our homeschooling. My son's still very excited. It was not perfect by any means. There's a lot that I wish I would have done differently. I will probably share here someday soon reflections from the year. Overall, very happy with how it went. We did homeschooling this year with a newborn with us. So I also have a 1-year-old. He just turned 1 last month. We officially kicked off homeschooling in September. It was a lot with him, but good in a great way. I'm super excited to homeschool both of them, have them with me each day, and kick off our homeschool journey this school year. A couple other random facts about me. I am also a wife, married to my college sweetheart. We met at freshman orientation. I am a former teacher and principal, and I worked in a school system for most of my career. I was afforded opportunities to move into different roles and leadership. I was 26 when I became the co-director of academic achievement, essentially a co-principal role at a brand new elementary school. I have been in education for a long time, and now I'm able to homeschool my children. I'm excited to share my experiences to support you with your homeschool and just to build a community too, because you're at home every single day with your child or children, and it can feel lonely at times. Hopefully you can listen to this podcast or see social media posts. Maybe eventually we'll have an actual community where we can meet up and talk to each other, or even just have a chat together to be able to support one another in our homeschooling journey. So that's just a tad more about me. I'm sure more will come up as I record more of these episodes. I'd love to learn about you, so if you're listening, definitely send me a DM on Instagram or TikTok. I would love to hear about you, your homeschooling journey, your past experiences. So here's what I'm thinking for this podcast. Like I said, I don't have a plan. This is in my head. I'm not even looking at notes right now. I am just walking outside the park near my house and chatting with you. I have had this idea. I have wanted to have a podcast for a long time, even before homeschooling. Oh, I forgot to mention, I also have a business, and I will say business is a loose representation of what it currently is. It definitely has stood as more of a business with marketing and a virtual assistant and all of that prior to this year. But going into homeschooling, I definitely scaled back a lot. I completely stopped posting and marketing and emailing about this business, but I do still have clients. So I think I would say I'm more in a freelancing role right now. And it is a project management role. As an educator, I got really good at planning, which is part of why this podcast and my social media is called the Organized Homeschool. I have always been the go-to person for how to plan, how to organize, how to think through what it is you're teaching, you're doing in business, all that. So that being said, I currently have 2 project management clients who fill up my time outside of homeschooling and being a mom, wife, friend, and a daughter. Even with my project management business, which is called Build Then Fly. If you want to look at it on Instagram, you can see past posts and things that I do. I even started to podcast there. I started a podcast with my sister-in-law at one point. We have a couple of podcast episodes out there, but it never stuck. So I'm putting this out here vulnerably to you all. I definitely want to create community around a podcast, and I hope that I can be consistent with this so that we can grow together as homeschoolers, learn from one another, and all that. My goal is to be able to post a daily podcast, not forever, and they won't be very long. I'm either thinking they'll be like a morning, good morning, here's my thoughts for the day of what we're going to tackle today as a homeschool family, or a piece of reflection, story, learning, a resource share, like something quick at the beginning of the day. The end of the day reflection, like here's what we did today, and here's how I'm getting ready for the next day. I can talk through my daily prep method, which if you don't know that method, I'll put a link in the show notes. I will put a link to my free checklist. It's a weekly planning checklist, but I added my daily prep method in there that talks you through the 4 quick steps I do each night or each morning to prep for the day. Let me know what your thoughts are about that. So for today, it is the morning. It's a Saturday, and the official first day of summer is next week, the 20th. So we're coming up on the official first day of summer. We are relaxing as a family. However, I will be having mom grown up time because I mentioned that school that I worked at for a long time. I no longer work there. However, I am on their board. I'm the vice chair of the board. It is a charter school, so they have a board. We have our retreat today. I will be there until mid-afternoon. So Dad is still with the boys. I will be like a professional today. How does this feel, not having professional time being a homeschooler? Or have you figured out a way to homeschool? I also will try to get a little bit of time in to start planning for next week today. Last night I did reflect on last week. I can share those reflections tomorrow with you. Those reflections included what worked last week, what felt like it didn't work as much, and what I want to start, stop, continue for next week. Have a fantastic day and see you on the next episode.